microphones, please? I have muted you now. So welcome to the Team Enjoy 90-day action plan. This is coaching number 2. Here's Aditya Novotny. And before we start, I would like you to raise your hands in that way and hold this gesture for 1 minute. Like you're celebrating a victory. Feel the energy going through your hands, your fingers. Feel the energy going through your whole body. Feel the energy going through your feet. So it's like flowing through you, through your whole body. Also feel how your heart is opening. And feel you celebrating a victory. Feel you're celebrating your next rank in Young Living and how happy you are that you achieve that rank. And please do this gesture during the whole 90 days, 7 times a day. That alone will change a lot in your mindset. That alone will change a lot in your energy. If you can do that every day, 7 times for 1 minute. Okay. You are in month 2 of the 90 days, and there is 3 control questions I would like you to ask yourself every day. The first question you ask yourself, what did I do for my Young Living business today? What did I do for my Young Living business today? The second question you ask yourself, how many person-to-person conversations did I have today? How many person-to-person conversations did I have today? What does that mean? You're talking to one other person about personal relationship with them. You're building the relationship with them. Remember, the first step is you meet new people. The second is you are developing a relationship with them. And the third is then to introduce them to Young Living, to the oils, and give them tips for their well-being, give them tips for their life. And if they're interested in building business, also speak about that. And still the best format for this is to do it person to person. If you can have 4 or 5 such conversations every day for 90 days, I guarantee you, you will have great success. If you spend 1 or 2 days without having a single conversation, then you're losing time. So every day, please ask yourself, how many person-to-person conversations with new contacts, with people I'm building a relationship with, did I have today? And the third question I would like to ask you to ask yourself every day, how many meetings did I give this week? This could be meetings where you meet with people, like a small group of people, 3 people, 5 people, or also 10 people, 20 people. And it could be also online. It could be in a Zoom call, or it could be physical. And what is the good number here? 2 meetings every week. This is the good number. We know from experience that people who don't have a group meeting once a week, they usually do not grow their business. 1 group meeting per week is essential. But we know that people who are having 2 group meetings, they are really growing. So ask yourself every day, did you do something for your Young Living business today? With how many people did you speak today? Ideally, you speak with 4 or 5 people. And how many meetings did you give this week? Ideally, you give 2 group meetings every week. In that way, I can guarantee you your business will grow. During the 90 days, please concentrate exclusively on these 3 core activities. Every day, depending on how much time you invest. For example, if you invest 4 hours every day for your 90-day action plan, then it should be 80 minutes in column 1, finding new prospects every day. 80 minutes. In column 2, another 80 minutes building golden relationships with them. And also in column 3, providing new content, new information, new inspiration for 80 minutes every day. This is the basis of the 90-day action plan. These are the 3 most important activities: to find new people every day, to build then golden relationships with them, and to provide them with inspiration for the lifestyle, for the wellness, also for the purpose, and information, of course, but also emotion. It's very important to give emotions because emotions move people. You have done already 30 days in the first month. Now you're at the beginning of the second month, and you still have another 60 days or so to really focus in these 3 areas. So this is basically all you have to know. First, your 3 control questions. Did you do something for your Young Living business today? How many people did you talk to every day? And how many meetings did you give every week? And that within the framework of these 3 daily core activities. Now let's go a little bit deeper into that. Professional prospecting. Professional prospecting means that you are finding new people and you're developing contact with them, a relationship with them. And for that, because every day you will find new people, it's important you keep a contact journal, a contact list, or you document the name of each person, when you first contacted them, what you speak with them about. There is softwares like Groove, Pipeline, or like Pipedrive, which you can use, but you can also simply make yourself a list like this, and you can do this in Excel, or you can do this in Apple Numbers, and it's very simple. On the first column, you write down the first name, last name of the person, and the telephone number, ideal, the email, and if they have a website, because people who have a website, they're usually already more professional. And you fill it in here in this column. The colors, I will explain to you a little bit later, what do the colors mean, but this is very helpful because in the end of 90 days, you will have maybe 100 contacts. And in order not to forget a single contact, it's important you have a documentation. You have a list like this. This is what we call the contact journal or the contact list. Then you have the main area where you write down date, for example, today's date. You write down the date and what you talked with this person about, what conversation you had, which medium. Did you have a Zoom meeting or a Skype meeting, or did you meet the person personally? Which topics did you talk about so that you know all the things that you have talked about with each person? Which tip did you give them? Which call to action? Did you tell them to do something? Which action steps did you invite them to do? And because here you have maybe had already meetings with them before, you can see what you asked them the last time to do. And then you ask them, okay, so what happened? You ask them for the result. This is very important to get people into action. You talk with them about things that inspire them. You find out in the conversation what they like, what is important to them. And then you give them tips, for example, about the oils, for example, about lifestyle. And you give them tasks and you give them action steps. And next time you meet with them, You ask for results, and you talk about what happened to the person, what results they get, and then you talk about new things that they're going to do till you're talking with them next time. Then here you have the column 3, that is first contact. Here you just write down when was the first time you met them. Just write down the date here. And the 4th column is oil sample. Did you send them an oil or did you give them an oil? And what I recommend is to send a letter with a paper, and you put, for example, peppermint oil, 1 drop in one corner, lavender oil in the other corner, then, for example, let's say transformation in the 3rd corner and belief in the 4th corner. So 1 drop each. This you can easily send by letter. And we call it fragrant mail, fragrant mail. So we send them basically 4 drops of oils on the piece of paper. You can also write a description. This is peppermint, this is lavender, this is transformation, this is belief. And by this oil sample that they received, and when they open it, they will have this wonderful fragrance in their home. And then you just talk about them. How did you like the scents? How did you like the fragrances? What did you feel with peppermint? What did you feel with lavender? What did you feel with belief? So this is to open a conversation and also to make sure that they really can smell the oils in case you cannot meet them in person. And then you have a 5th column. And this is, when is the next meeting? When are you going to contact them again? And this you write in this column. Now let's go to the color. When it's somebody new, you give it 1 color. For example, here I have purple or violet or lilac. This can be another color. It's you who decides which color you give it. But in this way, you see immediately, these are the new people I'm in contact with. Whenever you see this color, you know, it's a new prospect. I'm just starting to work with this person. There is another color. For example, here it's orange. These are people you already know and you're building a golden relationship with them. Again, here in this field, you write down the dates each time you meet with them, either by telephone or by Skype meeting or personally. What did you talk about? What tips did they give them? What questions did they have? And also give them an action step. They should have a task to do till next time. And then next time again, you have a meeting and you write down the date and you check what results did they get, what did they do, do they have questions and everything. Here, first date, first contact stays the same. So the only thing that you change is really color. You change the color when they go from new prospect to somebody you have met already now more than 1 or 2 times. Then they are not a new contact anymore, but then they are already a relationship that you're building. And so basically this color changes to the orange color. And if it turns out that they are not really interested, then I give them the gray color. And that means right now they're not interested. Not interested right now means maybe in half a year they will be interested. Maybe in 1 year they will be interested. You never know how the life changes. So in case somebody tells me, oh, I'm not really interested, I say, oh, thank you so much for telling me. I will take a note and I will speak to you some other day. And you just keep it open. When is that other day? Usually after half a year. So people I mark in gray because right now they're not interested. Then I contact them again after half a year because it turns out that usually after half a year, the life situation of people change. And sometimes they're really happy and say, oh, it's you again. You told me about these oils. And then suddenly they may become, like golden or orange. They might become interested. Maybe they're still not interested and you keep them in gray. And then you write down the next date, still half a year later. So altogether now 1 year later. Why is this procedure? You don't want to have any contact that escapes you because it's work that you put in. It's work that you put into meeting new people, getting to know them. And even if they tell you, oh, I'm not interested right now, then you should follow up. This is called the follow-up. And after half a year, after 1 year, after 1.5 years, after 2 years, again and again, you should systematically contact them and say, hello, didn't hear from you for a long time. How are you doing? What are you doing? What's happening in your life? So you just start friendly conversation with them. In my case, I do this systematically, and one person I got even after 4 years. After 4 years, the person says to me, oh, I'm so happy you contact me. You are the man with the essential oils. And I say, yes. And they say, oh, now I'm so interested. How can I get the oils? Can you imagine this? After 4 years. The only reason why this worked is because I kept contacting the person every half year. So this is the gray column. These are people who are not immediately interested. Only if they tell me, never contact me again. What do I do if they say, never contact me again? I take their line and I delete it. I just go here and delete the whole row, because then I know, okay, this person is really not interested. It's a big difference between not interested right now or never interested. And you only kick out never interested people from your contact list. Then those I'm sending the fragrant mail, what I described to you already. Here is what the column where you write the date when you sent them this oil sample. When you send them the fragrant mail, they become hot candidates. And this is why I marked them in red. Now their color goes from orange to red, because now I have sent them fragrant mail, and now the latest, they know what I'm talking about because they have the letter with 4 drops of oils at home. And I also write down which oils did I send them, so that I know what I can talk about with this person. And the whole procedure goes till they become marked in green. When do they become marked in green? When they start ordering oils. Then they become green, and then they show in my downline viewer in the Young Living virtual office. At that time, I don't look at them in my contact list anymore, although you can do that, because now you will have many informations about each single person in your contact list. But also from now on, I can see every month what are they ordering and how are they doing? Are they in essential rewards, or are they only ordering every now and then? So essential rewards would be something I look at. And then, of course, also I will see if they're interested in building a business, if they're interested in sharing with other people. So this is the contact list. And this is simple. You can make it yourself in Excel or in Mac numbers. I don't recommend you do it on paper, because on paper you cannot change their colors. You know, when they change status, you cannot, if it's in the paper, now I'm in this stage, or now I'm in this stage, or now I'm in this stage. This is why it's better you have it in the computer. But if you do it really in a big book, like in a journal, then have 1 page per person. The problem with this, of course, is also then one person who is not interested anymore, then, you know, the page is lost. You cannot, here it's easy to delete. You just delete the person. And in the book, in the journal, it's just 1 page wasted. Also, by having that color code, I immediately can see who are my golden candidates or orange candidates, who are my red hot candidates, and who is already green. So I just look through the list and I can change the color accordingly. In a journal, if you write it in a book with paper, this is very hard to do. You always have to go through all the pages again. This is why I recommend you to have such a contact journal in form of an Excel sheet. So now that you have established a contact journal or contact list, and you do documentation about each person, next thing is to go move by move. Do the next move only once they give you permission. What does it mean, permission? They ask. For example, if you say, oh, we have so many nice oils, are you interested? And they don't say anything, then they have not made the next move. If you say now, oh, I'm going to send you a fragrant mail, then you do the second move without them doing even one move. And this is a no-go. Imagine playing a game with them. For example, imagine playing chess and you do 2 moves and they don't do a move. How will they feel? They will not feel good because they feel, oh, you're just making move after move and they have no time to do their move. And this is why move by move is an essential method in all contact building and in all network marketing. Basically, only when they do the next move, when they ask you something, or when they do a task that you ask them to do. For example, an application of oils, or for example, they have asked you, oh, can you send me a letter with some sample oils? Then you can do the next move. It's good to use magic words. There are words that are especially emotional, and by using these words in your conversation, you will get them more into emotion, you will get them more engaged. Because sometimes talking with a person can be very lame. You know, they are not really saying something, or they are not really emotionalized, they are not really inspired. And this you can change if you learn to use some magic words. So I will send you this presentation when you are in the live coaching. Now you're watching the video in the member area, and then you can use this link and see what are the magic words, and please translate them into your language, because these words are magic in any language. Just you have to translate them to your language. Next tip, use open questions that provoke answers. What does that mean? If you ask them, did you do this? Then they can only say yes or no. And a question that provokes a yes or no answer is a closed question. So you not step further. Just the person said yes, but what do you do now with this yes? You have to ask another question. Or the person says no, and then it's finished. Because now, again, what do you do with the no? So always ask questions where they tell you something, where they explain to you something, or where they ideally ask you something, because open questions gives you the opportunity to start a real conversation. And when they tell you something, when they give you answers, or when they ask you questions, your task is to listen and say, aha, oh, that's very interesting. And what happened then? Oh, how did you do that? How did it feel? Things like that. You listen, and then you encourage them to tell you more. To find out how you can help that person to improve his life or her life comes often by listening to them. Sometimes they just mention something in a side sentence, and it's your task to really listen carefully, listen attentively and purposefully, because anything they say could be a hint for you how you can help them better. And what I'm doing, I'm writing down things they tell me, I'm writing down in this column. I'm writing down, okay, date, I had this conversation with this person, and that were some things that the person was mentioning. So I can look at our discussions or our topics at a later point of time and always come back to it. Let the person ask you questions as well, or if necessary, take the lead. Sometimes people don't tell very much. And then what I do, I tell a personal story instead. I give an example. Or if it's not a personal story, I tell the story of another person, what they experienced with Young Living Oils, or what happened to their business, or what happened to their child, you know, depending on which topic I have with them. So telling a personal story invites them to think about what you're telling them, about your offer, about the things that are becoming possible because you're giving examples with the story. And you tell what you did, how the oils came into your life, how the oils changed your life, or that person changed your life, for example. Then after this general conversation, now it's time for you to give tips and say, okay, I heard you have children, and let me ask you some questions about your children, or let me give you some tips about your children. For example, the children are very hectic or very dynamic, but it drives the nerves of that lady in front of you insane. Then you say, oh, you could try peace and calming, or you could try tangerine oil, because these are oils that children really love, and they become much calmer and they become more concentrated. And by using peace and calming, very often children get better marks in school, can concentrate better, can do their homework. And whatever it is, this is just an example. I give them the assignment, okay, do this. This is your task, this is your homework, and I give them the call to action. Okay, till we speak next time, try it out. And you could even send a paper with peace and calming, with tangerine oil, with lemon oil, and with spearmint oil, for example, and let the child smell and say, okay, what did your child say? How did it like the smells? How did it react to it? So bring them into action, overcome their lethargy, because sometimes people are really passive, and your task is to bring them into action. You have to overcome their lethargy through applying a pain point. For example, well, what do you do if it doesn't get better with your child? How will it impact you? How will it make you feel? Do you want to do something that the situation with your child becomes better? So I put them in the negative scenario to make them move in case they are not inspired enough to move by themselves. Or I'm polarizing. I speak about all these good things, but then I say, oh yeah, but you don't have the oils at home. And so if you don't have the oils at home, you cannot do it. And what can we do about it? So basically you ask them a question, well, you don't have the oils. They could help you. We talked about several situations where they could help you. Is there something you can do about it? So you're not asking them, can you order the oils? Now you ask them, well, if you don't have the oils at home, what can you do about it? So they have to give you the answer, what they can do about it. And could be even a story where they have to go out and make themselves beautiful, a spontaneous state. And you as ladies, you know it much better than me. I usually don't put on any cosmetics. But for many women, it has turned out saving minerals is so ideal because it takes such a short time to put it on. You really look marvelous. And even in the evening, if you forget taking it off, you can even go to sleep, and usually you don't even have any color in your pillow. So this is just another example. There is so many examples depending on the person that you're speaking to. Your task is give them tips, give them homework, give them a call to action. You can try this in this situation, or you can try that. And then you see if they react. And if they don't react so much, then you notice, well, maybe I talk about something else because I still want to build a golden relationship. Maybe it's not time yet to speak about the products with them. Maybe they still have to get warmer. And then I still continue building a golden relationship, speak about life, speak about situations, about problems, and how they can solve them. Tell a personal story, how you solved this problem. And at another time, you come back to samples, for example, or give them product tips and to use them, because your goal is, of course, to get them into the green color, to get them enrolled. Then, with each person you're working, if they are on Facebook, if they are on Instagram, watch their posts, their social media posts, watch articles if they write something or comments, and you react. For example, you give the heart, the love sign, or you give the like sign, or you comment. Or if they write something great, you congratulate them and say, wow, well done, fantastic. And also, aside of speaking with them personally or meeting with them or having a Skype call or a Zoom call, I always ask them questions even in the comments of their social media. So I want to have them engaged. Remember, the best way to get people into action is to ask them questions. But what kind of questions? Open questions. Questions where they have to explain something, where they have to tell you something. Don't ask yes or no questions. For example, did you do this already? For example, an oil tip you give. And then they just say yes or no. Then you have to start again. Just ask, did you do this and what changed? Because then they cannot simply answer with yes or no, but you ask what changed when you did this. And then they say, oh no, I didn't do this, so nothing changed. And say, okay, what is the reason why you didn't do it? Why you could not do it? So they have to explain to you why they could not do it. This is the goal, that you have them in conversation, that they explain to you, either positive or negative, but never get into the, the stop situation of a yes or a no. Use birthdays. When they have a birthday, congratulate them. In Facebook, for example, Facebook shows you their birthdays. Also use Thanksgiving, use Easter, use Mother's Day, use Christmas, use any special occasions, also New Year, to connect with them and to send greetings. And not just to send greetings, but to say how much you appreciate them, how much you like them. In this year we met, I'm very happy. Or I remember it was in May of this year, close to Mother's Day. Then I first heard about you, and we had quite some nice conversations since then. I'm happy to know you. So this is all building relationship. Then sometimes you make a direct contact. What is a direct contact? Is a person you meet directly on the street, basically, or at some place. Or it could be even in a Zoom call or in an online meeting, and you get to speak with that person. And you say, oh, this is so interesting. Let's talk. Let's go on Skype, or let's have a phone call. So spontaneous contacts that are not made in the usual way, but that just pop out. I call them direct contacts or spontaneous contacts. And with these people, it's your duty to follow up immediately, because they just know you. And what does it mean immediately? Basically, when you are just parting, so you're leaving them, and you send them a message immediately and say, oh, it was so nice talking to you. It can be SMS, this can be a Facebook Messenger message, it can be an Instagram message, it can be a WhatsApp message. So if you meet someone the first time, always make a confirmation afterwards, immediately, and say how happy you are that you met them, that you get to know them, that you're looking forward to speak to them again. The latest you should do that on the same evening. The latest on the same evening. But it's better to do it immediately, because usually they react to you and then you can already react again. So you speed up the whole process. In the old times, follow-up was described that you should do it within 48 hours or within 72 hours. But that old rules don't apply anymore, because we live now in a time where the life goes much faster. So don't wait for 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours, because they will barely remember you. These are some tips for your professional prospecting and how you use the contact list, because you will always need the information of the people. And then we come to number 7. But I will stop now here and ask you for questions that you have about this before we go to number 7. Was there anything you would like to know more about or talk about? Prospecting and contact list journal. Was it all clear?
Tape drive, is this for that we can set this this table, this colors and columns and things like this, or?
Yeah, for the colors, I mean, Pipedrive gives you a whole funnel. It's a software, online software, and I don't even know if they work with colors or not. I personally don't use it because it just costs money and I can do it easily with my Excel sheet.
Okay. I was just wondering which one you use. Is okay.
Well, I have Groove, and Groove also comes up with Groove Pipeline, has the same functions. And as soon as this is out, because Groove has a lifetime offer, so you have a software with 17 different marketing things like webinars and page builder, membership area, and all these things. And there is a lifetime deal. They still have open, costs $1,400, I believe. And you can use it for the rest of your life for free.
I have it.
You
And
have
I
it?
don't really know how to use it, honestly.
Okay, then you will have to join our trainings, but we give them currently only in German. But on the Groove page, there is also trainings. It's called Groove Academy. Groove Academy. So there's two possibilities. Either you join the Marketing Meisterschaft, which I'm giving every Tuesday, but it's in German. And then you can just follow everything and see if that level of German is agreeable to you, and you will have all the trainings also for the Groove software. And then as soon as Groove Pipeline gets released, you will also get the explanation how to set up Groove Pipeline. Okay, talk to me about that.
If I can.
Yeah, Susanna?
Sorry, I have one question. Do you have any recommendation what is the best way how to get the contact from the Zoom? I mean, if I make a Zoom video and somebody new is connected, so I know I can ask them for the email or telephone contact or so, but not every time it's so easy. So if you have any tip how to get the contact for the new people who are joining the Zoom.
The best is to give them something for free. How can I send this to you? I have a special report about essential oils. If you want me to send it to you, can you give me your email? Or if you want further information, can you give me your telephone number? So you need to give them a reason why they should give you their contact details. This is also if you do online marketing.
This is nice.
Like Agnieszka, with Groove, for example, you can do such special reports or such checklists or whatever. You just make a PDF file and then you let them sign up with their email address and it gets sent to them automatically. And also you get the permission to market them. That means you get the permission to send them emails in a list, like in a list, like sometimes I'm sending an email to 14,000 people at once. But you cannot do this because it would be against the spamming laws. So you need a software which allows you to give a double opt-in. So they confirm that they allow you to send them emails. And that can be done with MailChimp, for example, or with many other email programs. But if you do like with marketing functionality, then you have to use something like Groove. And that's a big thing. For me, it took years to really grow into it, but it's what every modern marketer uses. You need to have membership areas, for example, the membership area for the 90-day action plan. You need to be able to send emails and have the permission of them to send, because you don't want to send one email to this person, one email to this person, one email to this person. And you want to have also lists. For example, what do I do if I have people in Bratislava? What do I do if I have people in Warsaw? What do I have to do in people in Prague? And so I have a list Prague, I have a list Warsaw, I have a list Bratislava, for example. And then what do you do if they are from this year, but you have already people from 5 years ago? Do you send them the same thing? Let's say it's somebody from 5 years ago from Warsaw, and now you're sending them an email for Bratislava for this year. And then they say, why is she sending me this email? And this is what is called lists. You're building lists with different identifiers. They are usually called tags. And that tag, for example, says Prague 2021 or Warsaw 2022. And so I know, okay, these are the people that came in this city in this year. Or I do it sometimes not even with the year, I do it with the month. For example, I do it with May 2021. Hamburg, for example, or May 2021, Salzburg, Austria. So in this way, I always send the right emails to the right people. But as soon as you have more than one person, and often it's 10 people or 30 people, then you want to make sure that you just have one identifier, a tag, which you just click in and then it sends automatically to these 30 people who have the same tag, who have the same identifier.
Yes. I'm using the MailChimp at the moment, and I'm using the lists already, but not so wild list as you have, but already have some splits for the list to be easier to contact right people, as you said.
Fantastic. So if you use the free version of MailChimp, you have only one list. But if you use the paid version, you can have more lists with different identifiers. So I started also with MailChimp in the beginning. First 2 or 3 years, I used MailChimp till I changed to Infusionsoft. This is what I'm still using, but I will change now to GrooveMail as soon as it's all ready, because you can import everything. You can export it out of MailChimp. We did it. Then we imported it in Infusionsoft. Now they will come. I will export it from Infusionsoft, import it to Groove. What you export is a VSV file, VSF file, and that has first name, last name, email. You export it from one, for example, MailChimp, and you import it in the other, for example, Groove. But right now, there is no reason for you to change from MailChimp. The only thing, if you want to do more than one list, you should change to the paid version of MailChimp so that you have more functionalities. Also, MailChimp allows you to have MailChimp allows you to have a landing page. And so let's say you have people who are in a Zoom call and you want to get their contact details. Then you say, okay, here I have a web address, and this is the address to your landing page that you make in MailChimp. And if you go to this page, you just enter your email and then you confirm your email, and then you can download your special report for free. Or you could even make an email series, a video series. For example, sometimes they make a video series or make a webinar, and then they get access to the video series or to the webinar. But for me, the most important thing is I get their email address, because otherwise I cannot contact them again.
Yeah. Yes, I'm using the MailChimp right now for the free. It gives me, I have 2 databases, but I can put information next to the name, so it's possible to a little bit split the lists. It's not maybe the lists as you describe it, but it's possible to choose which people I will send the email. And I have a landing page as well, because on my website I have a possibility to subscribe for the emails. Yeah.
Perfect.
So I will just review if it's working, everything as it should work.
Yeah, sounds very good. So instead of describing, besides every contact, what differentiates them, it means you have to do it all manually, and it's not automatic. As soon as you have more lists, you can do it automatically, because otherwise it's still person by person and it's a lot of handwork. And as soon as you get bigger number of contacts, bigger number of people, or let's say your team is not 20 people anymore, 30 people anymore, but your team is now 300 people or 500 people or 1,000 people, you cannot send the same email to everyone. So if you are in the north of Poland or in the south of Poland, you send them different emails. Or if somebody is a leader who is building business, or somebody is just a user who is just ordering oils, I send them different emails. And so I have different lists. So this is professionalizing. Otherwise, you stay basically, then you don't even need MailChimp except for the landing page if you do it all manually, because then you could do it out of your email client. So I really recommend to go to a professional version. I don't think it's so expensive, MailChimp, the first level, paid level. I had it also, I forgot how much it was, but it's a little monthly payment.
Young Living is using it still.
Yes, even. You know
Yes.
why? You know why? I recommended it to them. because they used to use eBlast, and eBlast was not as good as MailChimp. And then they asked me, it was still under John Doughty, and John Doughty said, so which email system are you using? And I said, yeah, I use MailChimp. And so ever since, Young Living Europe is using MailChimp.
Okay, good. Do you think?
Okay, thank you for recommendations.
Do you think Roof will be as good as Infusionsoft is?
Yes, definitely. It's definitely. I mean, Infusionsoft and Groove have the same learning curve. It's a complex system where you can do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have, for example, 20,000 contacts inside, and you can do a lot because I'm selling also trainings, I'm selling coachings, and they have all different tags. And I have people who are beginners with oils, and they just get invited for the ELF, for example, Essential Living Formula, or for videos from how you start with oils. Then I have leader lists, and you can do that all in MailChimp up to a certain level, but MailChimp cannot do webinars and memberships and everything. In Groove, you can do everything. You can have your member area in Groove. You can make webinars in Groove. You can do live streams directly into YouTube or Facebook. You can have web pages, landing pages, thank you pages. You can do quiz, online quiz, which is very powerful. Also, people love to fill in quiz. You can do also calendar, Groove Calendar. It's like appointment software. Most famous software is Calendly, and Calendly basically will be replaced by Groove Calendar because here it's all integrated. So, for example, I want to organize when people can contact me, and I put it into Calendly or into Groove Calendar Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 2 till 5 in the afternoon. I have 20-minute segments free. And so they can book an appointment with me. And I just see it in my calendar, and it's all done automatically. I just send an email and I say, okay, if you want to speak with me, go to my calendar, Groove Calendar or Calendly, and you can book a call with me. And so I don't have to do the whole organizational stuff, but I just ask them to book a discovery call or a strategy call with me. And then I see it, and then at the time, and they get the Zoom link automatically. And then at the right time, I just go in the Zoom link and I meet them there. And it's basically, you don't need a secretary. It's just all done automatically.
Would you show me this once? How it looks like?
I'm not showing it now because this is now 90
Yeah,
days.
not now, no.
And I told you already, you will be invited to the Marketing Meisterschaft if you can follow it in German. Super. And it's relatively simple. I mean, it's like I set it up just based on the explanation video they have. So all these, these are normal people. These are people like you and me. And the only thing you do is you just read through the checklist, or you watch the video how to do it. Or you can sometimes even go on YouTube and put in how to use Calendly, for example. And then you have explanation videos which can show you. So this is another thing that is very important. You have to go away from the personal level. Like one person says, oh, can you show me how to use MailChimp? Another person says, oh, can you show me how to use Calendly? Another person says, oh, can you show me how to use the virtual office and essential rewards and how I can get my points? If you are smart, you say, oh, there is these videos on MailChimp on YouTube, just watch them. Or there's this explanation video on YouTube for Calendly, just watch it. Or I have recorded a video about virtual office and about how to redeem your essential rewards point, just watch it. And I put it on my YouTube channel, the explanation video. This is, by the way, anyway, task in the 90-day action plan, that you also recording videos, explanation videos. Because instead of having to explain to each single person, like you said now, I just say, oh, I have recorded videos, go to my YouTube channel and watch it. Or if it's a technical question, I don't even record the video when I know such videos exist already on YouTube. And then they say, oh, can you show me the link for the video? Then I have to become their secretary. I do that because sometimes people just stop there because they are not self-responsible enough to do it by themselves. So then I have to search the video link and send them the video link where it's explained. But it means they are not leaders. So people who are regarded as leaders, I think they're intelligent enough to just ask in YouTube, just put in the question, how to use Calendly, for example, or how to use MailChimp. And then they find the explanation video. And this is something very important, not only that for you to free you from spending time with something that they can find themselves, but it's also important for them because they also become leaders. You know, it's like if you train them how to waste time, if you train them that you're babysitting them, then you make them the next babysitters, because then they think, oh, they also have to explain to everyone. But if you train them to show how to save time and just send them to the right explanation videos, for example, then they will say, oh, that's a smart idea. Agnieszka doesn't have to lose time to explain me everything personally. She just has video recorded on her YouTube channel. And for some other things, she just says, oh, look for a video that explains this. I will also do it like that, because they have the same situation like you. They have only 24 hours a day. And if you spend your time, doing repetitive stuff, oh my God, it's so much better. It's like, why do I record Essential Living Formula? Because more than 2,000 people have watched it already. And these are things. I explain so many different oils. I explain the whole basic setup of Young Living in the Essential Living Formula. Just imagine how much time I would have to spend to explain it to 2,000 people in person. Instead, I just record a video series. They book it through the landing page, exactly like Susanna says, and then they run through the program. And it's in the membership area, which you saw before when we were not recording. I have it at the moment in Everlesson, but you can do it in Groove Member. Groove Member has also membership sites. All right. Thank you for your questions. And that was number 6, how you organize your prospecting, how you use a contact list, how you do documentation. And these were some further questions. And that is modern marketing. It's not like in the old days where you had your book and you write down everything. You use modern softwares to do these things. Okay, Jana, are these things totally new for you?
No, I know about them.
Okay.
I have the mailship or all these things. I don't use now. And no, I know everything about what we talk here. Excellent. I just realized that sometimes I put close questions. It's true.
Yeah.
And I was thinking now when you was talking about I do this also, yes. I make presentation and I send to everyone, yes. And like my first line, yeah. Do the same for your, yes, and go on. Like I'm not so care about the second, third, and this line, but I like about my first line to be really care like personal, yeah. So I spend with each one a lot of time. Also, yes, we do things together, but I spend and with each one a lot of times. Like I learn each one really in the phone how to make.
Can you stop, Jana? I will record this. This is a very important question. And I will make a countdown and then you start explaining to me and then I will give you an answer. 3, 2, 1, start.
Okay, so I forget now what it was, how I say it. This what about what you're talking, make your work easy, yes? Make recording, let's say how to make order, yeah, to change order in virtual and things like this. So I make presentations also. I have made presentations, and the way how I work, it's I send to my first line all the materials and the works, yes, and tell them to go on and go next, yes, like your people. And they can send and, yes, it's for everyone. But I leave it like to them to do it for their people, yes. I don't send to their people. But also I spend with my first line a lot of time and personal, like each one I was on the phone to explain with the virtual office and like this. And I like it, yes. It's close relationship and care, yes. So
excellent. I understand your system, and it's very smart, because basically you are duplicating them. You explain everything to your first line, and you expect them then they will do the same thing with their first line, and that they duplicate basically. And you're not sending by email. 2 comments from my side. First thing is, it's still good you send emails to your other lines as well, because not everybody of your first line members will duplicate this. Not everyone will become active. So if you say, oh, I'm just explaining everything to my first line, then some people on your second, third, fourth level, they will never hear about it, because these people that you took a lot of time to explain, they unfortunately are not taking the time to explain to their members. So that's the first thing. It's very important that you have 2 ways. One is your emails to your whole membership. The other is training your leaders. Both is essential. And the question is, who are your leaders? Are your leaders only those on the first level? Or could it be that you have important leaders on the second or third or fourth level? You know, people who are more active than people on the first level.
yeah, I understand this. Like I have 2, I didn't explain maybe exactly, like I have, let's say 2 free in my network, which is my one, it's third line, and the 2, it's second line, yes. And I work with them the way how with my first line, but I have them like my first line, yeah, because the other ones doesn't work. So I count them like I have them in my vision, I have them in the first post, yes. They are my first line. So I didn't, but like I don't go much to their lines. How to say? I don't know.
You should. Mm-hmm. It's also different reasons, but the first reason is Young Living pays the first 5 levels, the uni level. So that means Young Living looks at your team as your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth level as your direct responsibility. And they also call it your generation. So as long as it's your generation, it's not a new generation. When does a new generation start? When somebody becomes a silver, then they become their own generation. This is like children. Let's say you have many children, but none of your children is grown up yet and has her own children. The moment they have their own children, they become the next generation. And then you say, okay, I'm not the mother of your children. You are the mother of your children. So you teach your children how to do everything. Mm-hmm. So the moment a new generation starts, it becomes their responsibility. But in the Young Living compensation plan, the first 5 levels, uni level, they are called, and the own generation, they are regarded as your direct responsibility. And this is also why you're paid more for them, why you're paid 8%, 5%, 4%, 4%, 4%. Basically, what money you get paid from Young Living is an expense basically paid to you for training them. So this is very important. Please, from now on, start treating all your first 5 levels as your direct responsibility. And everybody until they become a silver. Once they are silver, they are their own generation. And then, you know, they didn't become silver just by accident, but to become silver, you must be already good. And a person who is that good to become silver knows how to train people, knows how to find people, knows how to show everything to people, and then your task stops.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a very important question. Okay, and let's go to the next. So we go now to number 7. Enroll the prospect into a great lifestyle. So enrolling, or it's called conversion. What is conversion? It's like in football, you are in front of the goal and all you have to do is shoot the ball into the goal. If you don't shoot it there, it does not count. So this is why in football, for example, 11 grown-up men are running after a ball and another 11 grown-up men are running after the same ball because they want to shoot goals. Here, when does the life of the person change? When they have the oils. If they don't have the oils, their life will not change. So the most important thing, like in football, to shoot the goal into the net, to shoot the ball into the net, your main goal is to enroll, and that's called conversion. Now, some people, and remember your mindset training in coaching 0 of the 90-day action plan, some people have limited mindset concerning selling something to somebody or enrolling people. So to enroll is fun. Why is it fun? Because it opens the new life, the new possibilities to new people, like for yourself. Remember how your life changed when the oils came into your life. And that gift that you received, probably you're still grateful to the person who enrolled you, because that person enabled you to a better lifestyle. And that's the greatest gift. And so for me, enrolling is fun because I know each person I enroll, I give them the gift to a better lifestyle. And this is something that I recommend you also to mention why you are doing it. Why are you telling people about this? Your motivation, because it helps them to understand why you love doing it. For example, I always tell them I love seeing that the lives of other people improve. I love helping, improving the lives of others. I want you to live a better life. I want you to live a better life. And then they say, okay, that's why he's doing it. Because sometimes in the back of their mind, they will only say, oh, he's telling me all these things because he wants to sell me something. He's just a salesman. But that's not really true. For me, the most beautiful thing is I see how the life of someone is changing, how they get a better life, how they get the shining in their eyes. And of course, I'm also happy when they're grateful, when they say, oh, Aditya, thank you so much, you helped me back then. I say, yeah, of course. I also get helped by the person who enrolled me. So the moment they know your motivation, that you don't do it because you're a saleswoman or salesman, it will be much easier for them because they see, he wants to help me. So I ask, remember we talked about in chapter 6, in how you make your contact list and arrange your prospecting, organize your prospecting. We talked about the fragrant mail. So I just asked them, may I send you an oil sample? Or may I send you a fragrant mail? I feel I know an oil, or I feel I know 4 oils that could really do something for you. And I wonder how you like them. That's why I will send you a fragrant mail. Would you, if I sent you this mail, would you have a look at it? This is a very important question. Write it down. If I sent you this mail, would you have a look at it? If I send you this mail, this fragrant mail, it's a mail like you never received before. Would you have a look at it? And only when they say yes, I will send it to you. Remember, move by move. If I just tell them, okay, I'm going to send you a mail, and I don't get the permission to them, I break the move by move rule. And then I'm like, again, like a salesman who just rushes things to them. and they don't feel happy about it. So the important question, if I send you such a fragrant mail, would you have a look at it? When they say yes, then I can send the mail. Then I say, what's your name? What's your address? Where can I send it to? Another version of this question is, are you open to check it out? Will you really smell the oils from the paper? I know you don't even believe that it's possible, but it will be a surprise for you. But are you open to check it out? They say yes. Then I say, okay, so please give me your address. And this brings us to the final stage. Now they have the sample. Either you show them personally the oils, you hold the bottle under their nose, or you send them by mail, for example, fragrant mail, or you send them even a little bottle sample. Now we come to the final stage, and that is called converting or enrolling or closing in sales language. And the most important question are these three. Does this product or does the Young Living business opportunity improve this person's life? Yes or no? You have to ask yourself this. Will this oil or will this product help to improve the life of this person? Yes or no? If yes, then I can go on. If no, then I talk about other things. You know the answer. Probably you know how good the oils are. So you will say, yes, of course, it will improve the life of the person. Or if it's somebody who looks for the business opportunity, does the Young Living business opportunity improve the person's life? Yes or no? Once you are at gold and you're earning nice money every month, you say, yes, of course. I'm so happy I started with Young Living. Maybe you are not gold yet. Maybe you're a star or senior star, but your life has already changed because you're making personal development. By learning about the business, you're growing as a person. So even if you're only star or senior star and you don't get much money every month yet, the business opportunity has also improved your life because you learned a lot of things and you grow as a person. And always ask yourself this first question: does the product improve this person's life, or does the Young Living business opportunity improve this person's life? Yes or no? If yes, next question. Does the product improve this person's life when she or he does not have the product at home? When they don't have the product, will it improve their life? What is the answer to that? No. If they don't have the product, unfortunately, it does not change their life. They know about it, but they don't have it, so they can't use it. So their life doesn't change. Third question. Does the product improve this person's life if she has to wait for another 6 weeks before becoming enrolled and being able to order the product? Does it change the life if the person still has to wait for another 6 weeks? No, because then still 6 weeks pass by and nothing changes. Even something else can happen. If you wait for 6 weeks because you think, oh, this person still needs time, then maybe they meet another distributor from Young Living who says, oh, you don't have an oil account yet? You cannot order oils yet? No problem, I will enroll you, I will sign you up. And then when you meet the person 6 weeks later, again, the person says, oh, I have already the oils at home, thank you so much. And then you will be very disappointed because you waited too long. So your task is to find, will it help the person, the product, or even the business? Will it help the person if they don't have it? Will it help the person if they have to wait for another 6 weeks or 6 months? Answer yourself these questions. Because the answer is in the exact moment when that contact or that prospect realizes the benefits of the product or the lifestyle or the business, you not only have the right to offer it to them, but actually it's your duty to offer them, to enroll, to order, and maybe even to go into essential rewards. Because if you don't do it, you don't give them the opportunity to improve their life. It's just talk. You're just wasting your own time and you're wasting that person's time. Remember, the goal in football counts only when the ball is in the net. If you don't shoot it in there, it doesn't change the result. If the person doesn't have the oils at home or the saving minerals at home or the Ningxia red at home, nothing will change with their life. And now the question that you can ask, in your own best interest, I kindly ask you, and I wouldn't say purchase now, you can say to order this right now. To order this right now. Because then you can use it. In only 4 or 5 days, you will have it at home. The box will already have a very nice fragrance. You will be so happy when you receive it. It's a little bit like Christmas. And you open it and things start to change in your life. It's a magical moment. So this is a very important sentence. In your own best interest, after you have established, can it help the person? Will it change the life of the person? Then you say, it's in your own best interest. And I know that it's in your own best interest. It happened to me. I didn't believe it, but I was lucky. A friend told me, oh, Aditya, I beg you, you must try this. It will change your life. And I was laughing. I said, oh, no, Andreas, how can it change my life? It's just little bottles. And then he insisted, and I basically only ordered so to make him happy. But then when the box came, everything changed in my life. And now I know it was in my own best interest, because since then my life has changed immensely. And I know you maybe cannot realize right now how your life will change, but I ask you to order this right now, and then you will be surprised in a very positive way, even if you cannot understand now what I'm saying to you. In your own best interest, I kindly ask you to order this right now. Because of 1, 2, 3. Now, what am I telling you here? The conversion process, the enrollment process, has more to do with you and with your psychological obstacles than with the person. Actually, each person you're talking with will be just a reflection, like a mirror of the belief that you have, of the positivity that you have. If you believe 100% it will help the person, it will change the person's life, the person will also believe it, like a mirror. You project it into that mirror. But if you have doubts yourself, if you say, oh, I cannot ask the person to order, or maybe it's too expensive for the person, then you are the obstacle. Not the person is the obstacle, you, because you think that the person maybe does not want to order. So if you're enthusiastic, like I'm enthusiastic right now talking to you, you will say, wow, Aditya is speaking so passionately about this. I feel so much energy when he talks about this. There must be something behind it. I don't understand it right now, but there must be something. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel like this, or he wouldn't be so enthusiastic. Or my confidence. I totally believe that it will change you. Now, I know that you are already with Young Living, so I don't enroll you. But now I'm inspiring you to use this process of conversion so you can enroll more people. I'm selling you now not the oils. I'm selling you now to enroll more people by using this process. And overcome your own doubt and overcome your own fear. Because if the person feels hesitation in you, the person will hesitate. If the person feels your doubt, because you are maybe doubting that the person will really like to have it, then the person will doubt. Or if you are fearful that the person will say no, the person will feel your fear and will say no. So your inner processes are more important. And they will be reflected in the prospect. You are mirroring your own inner processes in your prospect. And the most important thing is this, that you are acting in your client's best interest. This is what I'm saying here, in your own best interest. I kindly ask you, or you could also say, I recommend you to order this right now, in your own best interest. I'm on your side. I want to save you time. I don't want to have you wait for another 6 weeks till you finally can change your life. You could change your life already in 4 or 5 days. No need to wait for another 6 weeks. It's in your own best interest. I know the oils are not that cheap. They are price worthy. They are worth their price. But each single drop is just a few cents. And you will have, from one bottle of oils, you will have for months. So it's in your own best interest to take the real quality, even if it costs more than an oil in the supermarket or drugstore. But the oil from the drugstore will not do the same magic for you than the Young Living oil does for you. Actually, when you buy from the drugstore, you get an oil that maybe gives you allergical reaction, or that maybe doesn't work at all. And then you will have just wasted the money. Paying the cheap price means sometimes you lose the whole money, because by paying the cheap price, you get a product that doesn't do what it is supposed to do. Paying the fair price, the right price, even if it's a little higher, assures you you get the quality that makes the difference for you. So it's in your own best interest to understand the laws of economy. Something that is cheap often doesn't work, often doesn't do what it is, what you paid for, and then you lose the whole money. But if you pay the right price, and I analyze personally the essential oil market, and there is different oils there, and some are good and some are not so good. And I know many people who are using oils, and they all tell me one thing: the Young Living oils, they are not the cheapest, but they work. So in your own best interest, I ask you to order now. Because in 4 or 5 days, you will have it at home, and your life will be changing, or the life of your children will be changing, or your whole home will change, atmosphere will change, energy will change. And then also essential rewards, I always ask, are you professional, for example, like massage therapist or chiropractor, or are you a yoga teacher? Do you deal with other people who come to you for wellness? And if they say, yes, I have a yoga studio, or I'm a chiropractor, or I'm a massage therapist, then I say, well, in this case, there is something where you can get the oils even cheaper. It's called essential rewards. Because if you have more people coming every month, then there's a good chance that these people will also be interested in oils. And then in your own best interest, I recommend you to use essential rewards to save money. But if this person is a private person and the person orders only 1 or 2 oils, then you don't have to offer essential rewards. It will be too early. You have to wait to see if the person will start to order more than once. And so don't bother with essential rewards. But I always ask the question, what are you doing? For example, if the person is a coach, coaches also often use essential oils because it works on the personal development. Or if it's a cosmetic person, if it's a hairdresser, there's a number of professions where people use essential oils. Whenever I hear, oh, could it be that there are other people coming to you every month who could also use the oils, who could also benefit from the oils? If yes, in this case, I recommend you essential rewards. And then finally, when you have made up the account, and here I tell you something most important, don't take too long to make the account. My quickest sign up took 58 seconds in Florida. from beginning to end to credit card. PSK with ARIA diffuser, 58 seconds. And ideally, you take maximum 5 minutes to enroll somebody. If you take longer, chances are people say, oh, it's so complicated. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh, I don't understand it. And usually if you take 10 minutes, then you don't sign up the person. It's too late. So you have to speed up the process. That means you have to look at the order form or the enrollment form in the virtual office and jump the points that are not important. Like I always say, no, 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 just jump to where they can write in their name and their address and open their account, because from their account there they can also order. So don't waste time outside of the actual enrollment form. The only thing that is important is the enrollment form. And if you do it in 3 to 5 minutes, then you have a very good chance to really enroll them. If you take longer than 10 minutes, you have a 90% chance that you don't enroll them because it takes too long, it's too complicated, they get confused. And if you become really good, you can be maybe even in 1 minute. And that's a lot of fun. So once I have done this, and ideally I do it on their device, I do it on their iPad or their smartphone, because then they have the password already stored in their smartphone, in their Android or in their iPhone. Don't do it on your computer, do it on their device, let them do it on their device, because then they have it already. Makes it much easier. If you do it for them, then they will be confused next time, where was this, how do I get there? You are just assisting them to do it on their own device, on their own tablet, on their own computer, on their own Android or iPhone. Once this is done, let me welcome you to the family of oil lovers. Welcome. Congratulations on opening the account with Young Living. I promise you, your life will change. You just made a wonderful decision in your life. Now you don't know it yet, but this day will change the rest of your life. And when we talk again in 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, and we think back of this moment, you will say, yes, I thought you were crazy when you mentioned this to me, but now I understand what you meant. Thank you so much for doing this for me. So always congratulate them. Welcome them. Welcome to the family. Welcome to Young Living. Congratulations, you made the right decision. This is very important, to give them immediately positive feedback. And it's not only heartfelt to welcome to a new era in that person's life, but it also helps preemptively to combat buyer's remorse. Because sometimes people buy something, but immediately afterwards they get a remorse. They get a kind of block and they say, did I do the right thing? Maybe I should cancel it. Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe it's not good. That's called buyer's remorse. And your task, by welcoming them, by telling them, congratulations, you made the right decision, you immediately help them overcome that psychological negativity that sometimes comes when somebody buys something. And now you have a final task. Check back with this person after 3 to 5 days or 4 to 5 days or 7 days, depending how long it takes in your country in this time. It's always different shipment times, but usually it's 3 to 5 days. Check back with them. Phone them, ask them, has the shipment already arrived? Is it okay? Excuse me. Is everything to your liking? Do you have any questions? Because now we continue to help them. Of course, now they have the oils at home. And now the next journey starts. Your journey to help them using the oils. Your journey to bring them into a regular product usage. Because we all know the life changes with the oils or with the Ningxia Red or with the Seib minerals. when we do it regularly. When we do it only once, or we order it, but then we don't use it, the life will not change. So your task is now, next step, product usage. Now you're checking back regularly, and for this I recommend you to have a weekly meeting where you explain how to use this product, how to use that product, how to use that product. Ongoing, every week. It's good to have product meetings once a week. So all the time new people will start coming in. All the time they have a chance. You speak in this week about this product, this week about that product, or you have somebody new and the person is really inspired, and then you invite that new person and say, oh, we have a Zoom call in 2 days. I would like you to be my special guest. And you tell people what you experienced when you're using this. So in this way, you bring them in front of the camera. So make sure you have, for example, Thursday evening at 8 o'clock, a fixed day every week where you do the meetings. And sometimes will be only 1 or 2 people. For example, now we are just 5 people and not even everyone is on the screen. But do I cancel the meeting? No, because each person can change their life. And I know that each of you can change the life for 100 or 1,000 other people. So I'm not just talking to 4 or 5 people now. I'm talking to thousands of people right now. So even if I have only 1 person, I talk to that person the whole evening. I use it. But then sometimes it will be not 1 person, it will be 10 people. And they say, oh, it was so great. Can we invite our friends? And they say, yes, of course, every Thursday, 8 p.m., I give this meeting. So this is very, very important. You have the regularity. And if you have an online meeting once a week, it's perfect because you don't have to travel to that city or this country. Everyone can log in. That's the conversion process. And then the product usage, because now your task is to bring them into the product usage. And for this, I have devised the 4-month fast start program. 4 months fast start program. It's a presentation that has first month, start living with essential oils. Second month, cleansing. Now, compliantly, we cannot even call it cleanse. So I call it wellness application nowadays. So the lemon peppermint cleanse, now we call it the wellness, the lemon peppermint wellness application. Or the intestinal cleanse. In America, you can call it intestinal cleanse. You can call it liver cleanse. But in Europe, it's not allowed. So I just call it the liver wellness program or the intestinal wellness program. And that is the second month. Third month is the Ningxia Red and the different enzymes, detoxime and essential zyme, and the omega chais, so nutritional supplements. And in the 4th month, I show them the Thieves household program, Thieves toothpaste, Thieves household cleaner, Thieves soap, Thieves dishwasher, Thieves laundry detergent. Because my goal is, first, I make their life pure and biological and cleanse, bring their body into wellness and boost up their energy again with the nutritional supplements. This I do in months 1 to 3. But now the next step is, what about their environment? Do they still have dangerous chemicals at home? Because they use the chemicals from the supermarket instead of the Thieves products. This is called transfer buying. Transfer buying means they transfer their money that they would spend anyway for dangerous products from the supermarket that have industrial toxins to use safe products that are healthy and that are good even for their children, for their cats, and for their dogs. Because we know from experience, children, when they are small, they are still on the floor, they're licking something, or the dog is looking at something in the corner, licking somewhere, and then the dog loses the hair, or the cat loses the hair, or the children get sick, or get a weak immune system. Why? Because people use dangerous chemicals as their household cleaners. Of course, I know you're a grown-up and you're not, going around on the floor everywhere and licking everywhere. So you are not in danger. Well, you're not directly in danger. You're also in danger because these things also evaporate. These toxins also evaporate. And I still remember my mother used such toxins, such chemicals, and I asked her, is that healthy? And she said, oh, I just throw it all in the toilet afterwards. And then I said, yeah, but what happens? Where does the water go? And she says, oh, in the river. And then I said, do you think it's healthy for the fish in the river when all this poison goes into the river? And she said, oh, no, I don't want to think about this now. So for me, the 4th month is so important. I mean, this is just an example of product usage, of bringing them into product usage, because Young Living gives you a complete solution for many areas of life, not just for one area of life. And we are thinking of the planet. We are thinking of the water systems of the planet. We are thinking of all life. And it's much better we have essential oils in the products that are organical and that are breaking down toxins than we are using strong chemicals from industrial cleaners, for example. So this is my next step. After I have enrolled someone and I congratulate them and welcome to the family and you made the right choice, you made the right decision, then after 3 to 5 days, I call them, did it arrive yet? Or after 7 days or whatever, you give them the time that is needed. And then I say, okay, I have a program for you. Now you could do that even better. You could say, before they order, that they have a choice to order for less than 100 PV or less than 50 PV, let's say, or more than 50 PV or more than 100 PV, or more than 50 PV or more than 100 PV, plus they get your 4 months fast start program, which is 1 meeting per month. Month 1, begin to live with essential oils. Month 2, the wellness programs, which we formerly called the cleanses. Month 3, restore your core, as Gary Young called it, with Ningxia Red, with the enzymes, with the superfoods, with omega Jais. And month 4, make your household biologically clean. And I say, but you have to order that now. If you order now and you enroll in that and it's for free, then you're a participant of this program. Don't run after them afterwards. This is the biggest important thing. They have to order it for free when they order over 50 PV or over 100 PV. And if they say later, oh, you mentioned something, then you say, yeah, but you didn't order it, so you're not getting it. It's very important. They have to feel it's real, that this is an exclusive program, even if it's for free. It's your complimentary gift to them for ordering. You give them the complimentary gift of a 4 months training, high-level training about the healthy lifestyle, but they have to choose it right now. Now, what will they choose? Maybe if they have little money, they will choose less than 50 PV, okay? You just let them order less than 50 PV. If they have more money, they order more than 50 PV or more than 100 PV. Or they order more than 50 PV or more than 100 PV plus your 4 months fast start program. Which is the logical choice? Just the 50 PV or 100 PV, or the 50 PV and 100 PV plus the complementary program, high-level coaching, high-level training? What do you think they will choose?
Of course, with the training.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is why you offer in that way. Actually, the offer that doesn't give them that for free is the offer they don't want. And you just made the 50 or 100 PV offer plus this training, exclusive training, more valuable. Now, basically, they get a gift. But of course, that gift is very well intended, because now you have the chance to show them for 4 months how to use it. So it really makes a difference in their life. So please make this always, when they order really little, just a bottle of oil, don't run after them and say, okay, and you get my free 4 months exclusive training for this, complimentary, just because you ordered that one bottle. No, don't get it. You order more than, and it's up to you. You can say 50 PV, you can say 100 PV, but it's important you make it exclusive. Or you make it plus the exclusive training. Which one do you choose? Let me write down your name, let me write down your email address. So I will send you the invitations for this exclusive program. Now 4 months have passed and they have gone through the 4 months Fast Start program. And now, of course, this is now the theme again with the lists. You have people who start in January, they will finish in April. But you have other people who start in February and they will be finished in May. You have other people who start in March and they will finish in June. It means 4 months Fast Start. Either you have it pre-recorded, but that's not so good. It's better you do it live. Because if you do it live, you can talk with them when they have questions afterwards. But you could have it pre-recorded and send them the link to the video, or the link, if you have Groove webinar, for example, the link to the automated webinar. And they just, every month they get automatically, because they are in the list January, they get month 1 in January, month 2 in February, month 3 in March, and month 4 in April. But you have another list with another tag for those who start in February, because they get month 1 in February, month 2 in March, month 3 in April, and month 4 in May. This is why you need different lists, because different people start in different times. So they get different emails. And then you can have, of course, when you do the live meetings, which I recommend, it would mean, and that's what I'm doing, I'm sitting in front of the Zoom sometimes 3 to 5 times a day. And in the beginning of the month, my time is so crowded because I have all the groups who are starting in the beginning of the month. On average, I have in the first week of the month 10, 12 meetings on Zoom. I get everybody rolling again for the next month. During the months, week 2, week 3, week 4, I just make 1 or 2 meetings per week. But in the beginning of the month, I have to get them all going because it's a business. This is not a joke, it's a business. You will, the latest when you are gold and you get very nice money every month, or you are crown diamond and you get very nice money every month, you will say, well, of course I should do something for these people. But what if you're not? What if you're a star or senior star now? I was senior star. And I did exactly that because I wanted to get gold, I wanted to get diamond. If I wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't have become gold. I wouldn't have become diamond. So this is the 4 months Fast Start program to bring them into product usage, to make it a regular thing in their life. And that, of course, also helps them to make the order in the 2nd month, to make the order in the 3rd month, to make the order in the 4th month. And this is much stronger if you do it in a program where different people participate. Then when you're just talking, I'm talking now to Jana. Oh, Jana Hanushova. Hello, how are you doing? Prosim. Did you order already? You know? And then, and then it's only you and me. And then you think, I want you to order something. And then I'm again like a salesman. And this is a very bad psychology. But if you're a participant of a high-level training program every month, and there is others, then I just show which products they could order next month. And I'm not running after them like a salesman. I'm like an advisor. I'm like a trainer. And I'm giving them ideas how they can improve their life. So it runs automatically. That's the 4 months after you enroll them. And this is very important. You have this element in place, the 4 months Fast Start program. And I send you my presentations. And if you don't like them, use other presentation. You can make your own. You don't have to use mine. It's absolutely not necessary. Always watch out for compliance. Also, changing product photographs, but I will send you some updates because the ones you have right now, if you have them already 4 months faster, they're already old again, so I will have to do some renewal. Always check back or make your own presentations. Now the next thing. After the first 4 months, they are usually already into it. But there's one more goal, and that is the 1 year product usage, because we know 1 year really changes the life of the person. People who use Young Living products for 1 year, they usually never stop. People who use Young Living for 1 year, they usually never stop. So my next goal is, after having them run through the 4 months Fast Start program, now I offer you a personalized, it could be a personalized, if you don't have so many. If you have many, then don't make it personalized. This is why I recorded the ELF, the Essential Living Formula, because it goes for a whole year. It has 108 product videos. It has 27 special reports, and it has 5 webinars. So that's also all automated. But if you don't have it yet automated, let's say, because I have hundreds of people, and this is also very important, I don't just do this with the people of my first level. I do that with all my people, because I cannot be sure that the people of my first level or second level, that they tell it to their people. So I have to be like the subsidiary who takes care of the whole organization. If they take care, and I totally agree, you should work with your first level leaders, you should work with your second level leaders, third level leaders, fourth level leaders, fifth level leaders, your uni level, as it is called, because this is what Young Living pays you for, to work with these 5 first levels and to work with your own generation. Only when someone becomes their separate generation, because they become silver or higher, then your duty ends. But even if you have pre-recorded programs like I have, or if you give live programs and you have a silver leader who has 10 new members, will it hurt you if 10 more people watch your Zoom call? Will it be bad? If it's bad, make like this. If it will help these 10 people, if they come additionally to your Zoom meeting, please make like this. What is it? Is it like this or is it like this? Do you know how to use your thumb? Okay. Okay, for Susanna, it's this. Oh, we don't see her arm. Ah, because of the Zoom, the virtual background, we don't see her hand. Okay, so you can also use reaction button. You just go here and you click here. Reaction, it's in the right side of the Zoom. You can also send a heart or bash, bash, bash. So whatever. Please teach your people in your Zoom conferences to use the emoticons. It's also a kind of, are you okay? Yes, give me this sign. So this is the 1 year. Either you automatize it or you work now, and now comes the time for your leaders to work with their new people. You don't want to work with everyone. We have limited time. Let's say I have now 3 important new members. One new member is called Agnieszka Dworzyńska. The other important new member is called Susanna Müller-Rober. And the third important new member is called Jana Hanushova. What will I do? I will stay in contact with you for 1 year every month. Talk with you about different products, because now my goal is to bring you into 1 year wellness strategy. 1 year wellness strategy. I want to help you to really change your life. You tried it, you did it for 4 months, and now I want to make sure that you use it for 1 year, because then you will use it for the rest of your life. Because you will notice it's so much better, your life or your family's life, than before you used it. So that's the whole process. And that concludes what do we do after step 7. And that's called the milestone path. And I will have a look. I can show you something here. Well, Here it's not exactly, here's the business development really. So still I show it to you. Let's record this also. So what are the milestones after enrolling? At the end of chapter 7, conversion, enrolling, I told you how important it is that you congratulate the new member, that you tell them what an important decision they made, and that you have offered them to participate in a 4-month fast start program with monthly meetings where you show them the most important product areas in 4 months. If you did this, congratulations, because now they probably have also ordered 4 months in a row. And now your goal is to bring them into the 1-year wellness strategy. Because we know statistically people who use Young Living products for a whole year, they usually never stop because it's so positive, the changes that it brings to their lives, to their families' lives, to their dogs' lives, to their cats' lives, to the whole surrounding. Now, what are milestones after enrolling outside of what I explained to you? Milestone number 1 is you present and explain Young Living virtual office to them. Because the Young Living virtual office is a member area for free, and many people are not aware that this is a big thing, because there's so many member resources inside. They can find so many informations. So make sure with each new member, at one point in the first month, you present and explain to them the Young Living virtual office and show them all the hidden treasures, all the resources, because there's a lot of information inside that maybe they are not aware of. Second step, if you have a year program, offer them the ELF, the Essential Living Formula. It exists already in German. If you have German-speaking members, you can bring them into it. The English one is being recorded right now. And this is the 1-year wellness strategy. I bring them into this 1-year wellness strategy because I really want to help them to change their lives permanently. And you can call it however you want it. I just call it the 1-year wellness strategy. You can call it by any other name. But this is after the 4 months fast start. And you explain the Young Living virtual office. They are participating in a 4 months fast start. And you offer them, if you have it in your language, for example, the Essential Living Formula or any other form of 1-year wellness strategy or 1-year wellness program that you can offer to them. Then, for me, for example, qualified are the members of Team Enjoy that are in Essential Rewards or who started with a PSK. Then, if possible, if you have the book, and I know in Czech language you have the book, internationally I think it's available in English, but it's not available in every language. So if you have any form of essential oils desk reference book, make also sure they have it. Make sure during the first 4 months and recommend it personally across the kitchen table. So this is like, have your copy with you and show them how great it is. Why do you want them to have the book? So I call it the book, because I don't want to have to explain to them everything personally. You know, otherwise they come to me, Aditya, what do I do in this case? Aditya, what do I do in that case? And that's making them, that's babysitting them, you know? It's like not my task to become like their wellness doctor, because first of all, it's not compliant. If you become their wellness doctor, you're not allowed to give them prescriptions. But people can look for themselves what to do for their wellness. they can decide for themselves. And this is self-responsibility. Self-responsibility. And so I always make sure with a new member, the person has the book. And I say, because sometimes you will not be able to reach me. Sometimes I have other things to do. It's no disrespect to you, but I know I'm very busy. So I recommend you to make sure that you can personally look up all the solutions that you need. You have the book. You have the essential oils dash reference. And then make sure you have wellness meetings once a week. Wellness meetings once a week, weekly. Let's write it in here, weekly. Local or online, weekly. And the 4 months fast start, monthly, because it's a 4 months program. And if you have already a team, make weekly or monthly team conferences for your older members using Skype or Zoom. And the product usage call, you could also make towards the end of the month. Why? Because then they can order already for the next month. At the end of the month, you make a strategy call for product usage and also promotions, because by the end of the month or towards the end of the month, you start to know about the new promotions. And what I also sometimes do, I tell them what am I ordering the next month, what I am ordering the next month, because they are interested. Titya, what are you ordering? So these are for the year number 1, the milestones. The Young Living Virtual Office, explain it to them, bring them, and actually we have to change the order here. I change it like this. So the virtual office, the book. So they are really able to look by themselves. Then your wellness at home or beauty at home evenings, either online or offline, which also can include your team members. And this includes also your 4 months fast start calls, which I really recommend you do. I explained this before. And then towards the end of the month, you can still make a separate product usage promotions or what am I ordering next month call on Zoom or Skype or webinar or Facebook live stream in your Facebook group. And offer your new member the ELF, the Essential Living Formula, for the 1 year wellness strategy, to give them a long-term strategic outlook, how they can change their life forever. Year 2, this is now year 2. There's a great book called Game Plan by an American Young Living distributor, the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. You can order this book online, and it's called Game Plan, the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. If you know English, order it and read it. And if you have people who want to build business and they are now in the 2nd year, this is here the 2nd year, then recommend them to read this book. Like in the 1st year, you recommended to read this book. And offer the monthly first of the month coachings and the oil challenges that I also do now in English. And I will inform you about it, and they will be also recorded so people can also use it automatized. But it's always better you do it personally. How did I build up Team Enjoy? In the beginning, I did first month's coaching as a personal telephone call with each person. Can you imagine? 10, 15 people who were building business in Team Enjoy. I have in the beginning of the month with each a telephone call of 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, going through them what to do with their business, how to build their business every month. This is how the team became big. And later I added the oil challenges. For example, the abundance challenge. For example, the essential holy years, holy nights. Any oil challenges where you challenge people to use oils for a month is excellent for the second year. And finally, you bring them into year 3. Education is very important. Have them participate at Young Living rallies. They're called Young Living rallies internationally. Only in Europe, they're called Young Living days and conventions. So the latest, when they are 3 years, the third year, they should be participating actively in Young Living days. So you should make Young Living days. For example, we do it in German in the 24-hour oil live stream. We have a 24-hour oil marathon live online every Young Living day in January, in April, in July, and in October. And we have 25 to 30 different presenters who are Young Living members. And that's for the third year. As soon as they are the third year with Young Living, I invite them. Do you not want to give a lecture in our oil marathon, in our Young Living Day? I want to make them active. And also I invite them to participate in the conventions, offline or online, national or international Grand Convention. Then in year 3, I also invite them to the Team Enjoy 90-day action plan. Now, what is that? What is the Team Enjoy 90-day action plan? Well, I think you know what it is. You are participating in it right now. And this is my build-up plan to have people participate. The latest in the third year in the 90-day action plan. Year 1, let's make it clear here. Year 1, well, you don't see it so well. I'll change that. This is year 1. This is year 2. And this is year 3. Getting a little crowded here. But I think you can still see everything. We throw out this now. Okay. So this means year 1, year 2, year 3. Then let's make the lines correctly. Okay, thank you for your patience. And now let's have a look. Get a little smaller. And that. So in the year 3, I invite them the latest to participate in the 90-day action plan, what you are doing right now. Qualified for me is people who have 1,000 OGV and who are in essential rewards. That means they are ordering every month and they have already 1,000 OGV. If they have less than 1,000 OGV, for example, if they are only product users, if they have only CV, customer value, then I don't invite them. This is now only for business builders, year 3. And if they have done the 90-day action plan 3 times, then they are invited to become themselves coaches. Like I'm coaching you now in the 90-day action plan. You can become a coach for your team in the 90-day action plan after you have participated for 3 times yourself. Because once you have done the 90-day action plan 3 times, you are definitely qualified to show other people how to do it. And then there is a special forum for you. And that special forum is called the Coaches Coaching. Right now, I'm offering the Coaches Coaching only in German. But if we have enough English-speaking coaches, I will also offer it in English. And it will be once a month, and it's like a mastermind where those of you who are coaching your team in the 90-day action plan have a special meeting with me. You get my mentoring, and it's like a mastermind for the 90-day action plan coaches. And finally, what are the numbers? Number 4. The ELF, actually also the 4 months fast start. Number 6, the first of the month coaching and the oil challenges. Number 8, the Team Enjoy 90-day action plan. And number 9, the coaches coaching, are the 4 milestones of Team Enjoy's Ascension Path. This is Team Enjoy's Ascension Path. So what is in yellow on this milestone path? Milestone pathway after enrolling. This is from Team Enjoy exclusively, the yellow stuff, whereas the white stuff is general Young Living or also local team. What is in white is either general Young Living or your team, local team, any team. So the yellow things are things that you get from me, that I'm providing to you as a service. No matter on what level you are, even if you are on level 20 and I don't see any money from you because you are far outside of my payment plan in Young Living Compensation Plan, I don't mind. You are part of Team Enjoy and you get that support. The only thing I can only offer it in limited languages. This is why I gave you this outline. This is the milestone pathway after enrolling that I recommend to you. And if you look through it and you get the presentation, then you will see it makes a lot of sense. Because before, what I told you at the end of video 7, the conversion, enrolling, and then congratulations, you are now a member of Young Living family. And then the 4 months fast start. And then the 1-year wellness strategy. That was just 1 year. That was the beginning year for them. But what I showed you now is even more than 1 year. For product users, this is now the 3-year plan, the overall milestone pathway that I recommend if you want to build a business that lasts for the rest of your lifetime with Young Living. If you want to build a business that you can inherit to your children, that means maybe one day you will go into retirement, but then you will say, oh, you know, my son, oh, you know, my daughter, I'm a Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living. I want you to have my business. If you do this milestone pathway and you really build it up, your business like that, then this will be such a big business in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years, that even you say, oh, I'm retiring now, I'm inheriting it to you, my dear daughter. I'm inheriting it to you, my dear son, or to anybody else. By the way, you can also sell your Young Living business. And Young Living actually knows exactly about capitalization. That means how much is a business worth and how much will a person have to pay to you in order to buy your Young Living business, in case you want to retire one day, or in case you're inheriting it to your son or your daughter, but they don't want to do it, then they could sell it and make a lot of money from it. That was video 8. And that was the big picture, the milestone pathway after enrolling. I invite you, please watch all the videos again of coaching number 2. They're very consistent and coherent. And they give you a real good understanding of what you're doing and that you're really doing a big thing and changing lives of tens of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people. And eventually you will change the lives of 10,000s, 100,000s, and maybe even 1 million people to the better. Okay, this was recording mode. Any questions?